It's your girl Rachel, and I'm back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about a very important topic. It's something I think a lot of people experience, but not enough people talk about. And so I'm going to get into some things. Okay, we're going to talk about body dysmorphia. I just think that this is such an important topic because women can go through this, men can go through this. Whatever you identify as, you can experience body dysmorphia. So for those of you who don't know what body dysmorphia is a hyperfixation on a part of your body that you think is flawed. And it also could be like if you think your whole body's flawed, or you just think that like your arms are too big, or something about your body that you think is not right. This can affect anyone, like no matter what you identify as, it can affect all genders, and it really can affect the way that you live your life. Some of the choices you make, like sometimes people will be like, they don't want to take pictures, from the waist down, or they might try to like not wear clothing that shows their arms or shows their legs. I wanted to talk about it because I feel like it's not talked about enough, and I really, really struggle with it. And I just wanted to be real about it because that's what this channel's about. Also, I'm trying to make my makeup really makeup, like the UK girlies. Like, I'm going to a wedding tomorrow and I need my makeup to be like popping. So I'm just like kind of messing around, trying to figure out like how to make my makeup really look like boom. Okay, so the girlies told me to set my face like multiple times, so that's what I'm gonna do. So the first time I experienced body dysmorphia, I believe I was 10. All of my friends were like a little bit smaller than me. Like, it wasn't like a noticeable like, oh wow, like, but I noticed it, you know what I mean? So when we would all sit on a bench, I would look at our thighs and I was like, why did my thighs spread so much? And I just thought that like I was like a lot bigger than them. I wasn't. I just didn't understand the nature of like when you have like meatier thighs, they spread. And so I just started to feel really self-conscious about them, like really, really young. So what I would do is when I sat on a bench, like the same way I'm sitting down right now, I would slightly lift my thighs off the bench so they wouldn't spread. And that was the first time I experienced any type of dysmorphia and feeling like a part of my body was like flawed. And it didn't come from anyone saying anything. It just came from an observation of like, my friends are smaller than me, Body dysmorphia hasn't affected me since then, like since 10 years old until now. So I never really was hyper fixated on my body from then on. I feel like I didn't mind that I was like smaller, like I had smaller chest. Like none of that really got to me. I just felt like an average girl, like I had an average build. But then, child, I then went to college and everything changed, okay? When I went to college, freshman year, how you're supposed to gain a freshman 15? I gained 30 pounds, okay? I gained 30 pounds. I went in, I was 118.6. Don't ask me why I know. I just had a doctor's appointment or whatever. So I knew. I came out, like 150. And I was like, where did all this thickness come from? But when I first gained it, I liked it. That's the key, is that like I felt very comfortable in it when I first gained the 30 pounds. It kind of happened kind of like quickly where I wasn't expecting it. And so here's the thing. I like to say it was Chick-fil-A. Like, looking back, just joking around, like, ha, we was just eating Chick-fil-A. Looking back on it, I realized it was because I wasn't depressed anymore. Wait, I don't know why that's, like, making me laugh right now, but, like, it's because, like, it's dead serious. Like, I was depressed in high school because, like, anybody who knows my story knows that, like, my dad passed when I was 15, so, like, it was, like, really tough for me. He passed my freshman year of high school. So it was like for the rest of high school, I wasn't like noticeably depressed. I was very like functioning depressed. And I was really, really small. Like my collarbone in high school, like this, but all the time. Like, and so it was like, I didn't realize it. It was only pointed out to me once. But other than that, like, I didn't even know I wasn't eating. But when I got to college, I got therapy, and I started to have, I just started to have different behaviors. So I was like eating more, I was hanging with friends more, going for drinks. I just felt more fulfilled, and you could see it in my build. Like, you could see that, like, I was more fulfilled. Like, I was happier. So I had like some happy weight going on. So I gained 30 pounds. I came home from winter break, and like the reaction to my body was actually very wild. There were some positives and some negatives. I'm not going to go really crazy deep into it. It wasn't like anything wild, but there were some, like, I saw the different treatment from like guys, which was really weird, especially guy friends were like kind of treating me like I was a piece of meat. I was like, I still won't date you. If I didn't date you in high school, I'm not going to date you now. It's not happening. But I noticed a big response to me putting on weight. There were downsides, but for the most part, it was like nice. I felt like I was coming into womanhood, so that was nice. Now, let's get to the nitty gritty of it all. Recently, right? I'm in my senior year of college right now. I'm about to finish, which is really, really nice. I'm about to be done school, which, thank you, Jesus. And I think now I'm starting to feel kind of those feelings I used to feel in when I was growing up, like when I was like 10, of just like feeling like I'm watching TV and I'm watching these shows, and I'm kind of feeling like, oh wow, like my body is not like that. And also like trying to get it there has not been an easy process. When I was younger, and people told me about this, like when you get older as a woman, when I was younger, I could literally eat anything and not gain weight at all. Like literally, when I tell you, it didn't matter if I ate a whole like steak dinner. My stomach, I still had my little crop top on, and I was like, it was nothing. Now, sometimes I get bloated just from like drinking water or juice, and I'm bloated for like hours on end. And it's like kind of like new to me, and it just kind of makes me feel a little self-conscious sometimes, because it's just like I can't wear exactly what I want to wear without feeling like just like I'm filling it out, and like my stomach looks big or whatever. And it just kind of makes me feel a little bit self-conscious. Like it kind of makes me feel a little bit like I need to like suck my stomach in or like do something a certain way, whatever. It's something that I just been struggling with for a while, where it's like I just always, like, I look at the mirror, I think probably every day, and this is just a reach for real moment, like just being super brutally honest with you guys. I look in the mirror like every day, and I'm just like, whose stomach is that? Like, it just doesn't feel like mine, because like I was saying before, I kind of had an more of a athletic build without the muscles, but my stomach, I had abs in high school. This is not me being like trying to be relatable and being insensitive. This is me like genuinely opening up and being like, I'm a little bit uncomfortable with my body right now. If it don't apply, let it fly. Okay? If you can't relate, it's okay. But it's just the fact that like it could be your arms, it could be a guy can feel body dysmorphia like, oh, I want my arms to be bigger, and like I feel like I should be bigger than I am, or I feel like I should be like taller than I am, or like whatever. And body dysmorphia is not like just for women or those who identify as women. So for me, like I just feel like I struggle a lot with like looking at my body and feeling like, oh yeah, that's Rach. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're eating that. I get a little hyper fixated on like my waist should be absolutely like snatched. Yeah, I just been kind of like struggling with that recently. I've been struggling with that for like over a year now. I find my ways to deal with it. Like, I mean, honestly, right now, I feel like I'm getting the closest to dealing with it than I have in the past, because I'm actually doing cardio now, which I was doing the wrong exercises for my goals. Like my goal is to lose weight, and I was doing like a lot of like muscle building things, but not cardio to like shed the weight off. So I wasn't getting like the results I wanted, and that can be very discouraging. This is me kind of transitioning into the what are you going to do about it? Because I think you can look in the mirror every day. Like you can really hyperfixate on things. You can look in the mirror every single day, but if you ain't going to do something about it, it's not really no point in like hyperfixating on something if you're not willing to fix it or do anything about it. It's like, okay, it is what it is. So you either accept it or you say, okay, I'm going to deal with this, and I'm going to put like a plan into place, like whether it be I'm going to start doing cardio or I'm going to cut out like sugary drinks or like whatever. It's kind of like a battle of like, am I going to accept this or not? You know what I'm saying? And I just want to validate for people that like, you don't have to accept everything about yourself. There are some things you can work on if you choose to. And this is just my philosophy, my theories. It does not have to fly for everyone. It doesn't have to be your thing. But for me, I'm just a person that's like, you have to have your best quality of life that you can have. There's no diet that I would encourage, those like fad diets and stuff like that type of stuff. But if you want to like, you don't have to accept everything. And I think that, there was a wave of like body positivity, right? You want to be body positive towards other people's bodies. You want to still be kind to yourself. But you can work on some things if you choose to. Like, I can say to myself, I don't really like this, and that's okay. And like, there's a duality of I accept the way I am and I do love myself, but I'm not really super fond of that. And like, it would make me more comfortable if that wasn't like that. I'm gonna put a little snippet in here of me doing like the jump rope challenge I've been doing, where I'm doing like 250 jumps a day, and then I'm upping it like as I feel like my body can handle more. I'm kind of upping it to like 300 jumps, 350, because jumping rope is like a fun way to do cardio, which I'm not super, I'm not really a big fan of cardio, but I find that like jumping rope is like really fun for me. So I actually don't mind doing it. But I'm also doing the mental work. I love the way I am. I am grateful that my body serves me, that when I go to lift my arm up, it lifts up. Like, I know that it could be a lot worse, but I also am validating just the fact that like, it's okay to not love something. You have to ask yourself, can I accept this? And if you just go on years and years and you're just like, I can't accept this, and I feel like I could have a greater quality of life if I just kind of like work on this or like deal with this, then I would say go ahead and put those steps in, because I just believe in like doing what you need to do to have the greatest quality of life. Am I taking care of myself? Am I stress eating? Am I comfort eating? Like, am I eating for comfort and like not dealing with the issue that is like really in my life? Do I have a healthy relationship with food? And that's something that I had to ask myself. Like, one thing I used to say a lot was, I would say, I deserve this. I really just want to make this video to validate a lot of people's feelings, because I think like it's something that like more people should talk about because of how common it is to deal with body dysmorphia. I think sometimes people are excluded from the conversation. That has happened to me before, actually, and I just want to share this experience because it's possible that this has happened to someone else. There was a time, and I'm not upset with this person by any means. I don't really hold on to stuff. In college, I remember having a conversation about body dysmorphia. And at the time, like, I was really sharing my experience of, like, I had gained 30 pounds, and that was, like, really new for me because, like, I feel like I had a brand new body. Like, 30 pounds is, like, a good amount of weight. I was sharing that, and I was sharing my experience, and the girl, when I tell you she shut me down so quick, she said, Rachel, you're body positive because your body is positive. And I was like, oh, like, I think at the time I did like a nervous laugh. And I can admit, like, after that conversation, like, I never really talked about body dysmorphia again because I felt like I would always get that response of like, Rach, like, whatever, like, your body is like societally what's in. But like, people don't talk about what comes with being of different build when you're a young girl and then growing up and having an entirely different body. Like, just because your body is seen as, desirable in society doesn't mean you don't feel a way. And I think a lot of people have been excluded from that conversation. I feel like sometimes, like, if someone's thinner, they kind of get excluded from that conversation. Like, girl, shut up, your waist is. And it's like, I think we have to be more careful of excluding people from the conversation, because the truth is, like, you can feel like you have body dysmorphia no matter what your shape is. I don't think that any of us can truly understand the struggles of like someone else. So like, when you have a conversation about body dysmorphia, like, I'm challenging myself and I'm challenging all of you, like, let everyone speak. Let guys speak. One thing I'm struggling with is that when I get dressed, a lot of times I can't fit into a lot of my jeans. And I have like some rolls on my back. Like, I'm just trying to talk to the girls who really listening. Like, if you're really here, let's meet. Let's see eye to eye. I've popped belt buckles, things like that. And it's frustrating because, like, when you go out, like, this is like a genuine thing. And I think sometimes people would mock it, like, you're just whatever. But when you go to a store and you're looking at things and it's like the size you think that you used to be, and then you go to put it on and you realize that you're like 2 sizes up, but it was really cute and now you can't fit. Like, there's times where I've gone shopping and like I can't fit a lot of the stuff that I picked out and I just don't feel like shopping anymore. And like I said, it's not all the time. Like, I found like very cute things, but I do feel like sometimes I struggle with like trying on clothes, them not fitting, trying on jeans that I own that fit me when I bought them and they don't fit anymore. And it's just like, it makes you feel so self-conscious because it's just like, you put them on and like your stomach's kind of hanging out and you're just like, no, like, I can't, like, I don't want to feel like that. I think like I used to wear crop tops all the time and just feel like my stomach was constantly out in high school, like consistently out. But now, like, I have certain, like, if I wear a crop top, I have to wear high-waisted pants because I'm just like, there's a part of my stomach where instead of being like this, my stomach is more like boom, ba-choom. It is like, so it really does bother me. And by the way, please do not comment, Rachel, you're so beautiful. I promise I'm not insecure. And I think that's why this conversation is so important, because a lot of people think like, well, you just need to deal with that. That's just insecurity. You're beautiful. There's a duality of I love myself and I can feel beautiful and still have insecurities. You just don't want to invalidate. I think that's what I'm getting at the most is like, let everybody have a voice. Let the guys have a voice. I'm guilty of not letting guys have a voice in their like height. I feel like I've, kind of like negatively put that out about like, oh, like, if you're not tall enough. I'm not making this video because I'm trying to force everybody to be like accepting themselves. I don't want people to start picking at themselves after they watch this. I just want to validate the feelings. For whoever is watching this and may feel like, oh, I don't really like that or whatever. I'm on a track of I want to get to the shape that I want to be at while still loving myself through the process. That's where I'm at with my dysmorphia. I am finding the right exercises. I am taking better care of my health because at the end of the day, the most important thing is your health and wellness. Your physical health of actually like being healthy and feeling great, like physically, but then also your mental health and like feeling that you are having the best quality of life that you could possibly have. So I just want everyone to get out of this video that it's okay to feel how you feel. And I just want people to understand that, like, we all have something. For those who are trying to, like, go on the same route as me and, like, kind of work on whatever they're feeling dysmorphia about, this is a great book that I've been reading recently. It's called Atomic Habits. It talks about making 1% improvements. If it's something where you have to work out to get the result that you want, just know it doesn't happen overnight. It's going to take time. Hang in there, keep going, because, like, I'm doing this jump rope challenge. If anybody wants to join me, like, just say in the comments, like, girl, I'm gonna join you on this jump rope challenge. I'm doing 30 days and I'm trying to just keep upping it, like 250, then 300, then 350, then like 500, hopefully at the end. But there's gonna be small incremental changes, but don't give up on yourself, because you can live the life that you want to live. And whatever dysmorphia you may have, like, it's valid. You are allowed to love yourself and still have dysmorphia. You are allowed to accept whatever it is. You're allowed to fix whatever it is, fix, quote unquote, whatever it is that you feel, because I think that we all should live in the best state of mind, the best mental health and wellness that we possibly can. So that's my whole video. I just wanted to be really open and transparent about that. And until next time, keep it real.